This KXLY4 News Morning Sprint is brought to you by Park Gordon Law.
It is 6:53, time to get you ready to take on this Wednesday in your morning sprint.
Well, WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange has been sentenced to prison. Assange appeared in a London courtroom overnight where a judge sentenced him to 50 weeks in prison for jumping bail back in 2012. That's when he claimed asylum in the Ecuadorian embassy where he stayed for 7 years. He was arrested several weeks ago when that asylum was revoked. The UK will now decide whether to extradite Assange here to the US to face conspiracy charges. A federal indictment accuses him of conspiring to hack into a Pentagon computer network back in 2010 in order to illegally download classified information about the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, which was later released on WikiLeaks. If Assange is extradited and convicted, he faces up to 5 years in a U.S. prison.
Hundreds turned out last night to welcome a group of local veterans back home. The group was returning from Washington, D.C., where they were taken free of charge to see the memorials dedicated to their service and sacrifice.
This trip was one fantastic, adventure.
The group included 5 World War II vets, dozens who served in Vietnam, and a handful of Korean veterans. Many of them say they never would have been able to see the memorials if it weren't for the honor flight. The next honor flight trip leaves in November.
Chaos continues to unfold in Venezuela, where opposition leader Juan Guaido is trying to lead a government takeover, calling it Operation Freedom. President Trump said yesterday the United States stands with the people of Venezuela and their freedom. His administration is voicing support for Guaido. So far, Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro and the country's military are not backing down.
All right, good morning, everybody. It is a mild start to the day, really. We're sitting at 40 degrees. We're going to see quite a bit of cloud cover today. We are going to see windy conditions as this next front sitting up into B.C. It's starting to make its way towards us. Those winds this afternoon gusting in excess of 25 miles an hour. So just really be aware of that and, well, be prepared. We'll have more coming up in just a little bit.
The Department of Homeland Security is launching a DNA testing pilot program to establish family relationships at the border. 2 DHS officials say the program would identify and prosecute individuals posing as families. A specific method known as rapid DNA testing involves a cheek swab and can yield results in roughly an hour and a half. The pilot program is the Trump administration's latest bid to address the growing number of migrants at the border to fight illegal immigration.
Big cities around the nation are preparing for May Day demonstrations. This is a look at the scene already playing out in France. The first day of May is International Workers' Day, which many take as an opportunity to hold marches and rallies. In Seattle, a march for worker and immigrant rights is planned for 1 o'clock this afternoon. In previous years, similar May Day demonstrations have turned violent.
Coming up next on Good Morning America, an interview with Alex Trebek, the famous Jeopardy host who is bravely battling stage 4 pancreatic cancer. With his smart, sophisticated style and sense of humor, Trebek has hosted more episodes of a single game show than anyone ever before.
Yet another shooting taking the lives of young students. A 22-year-old man opened fire in a classroom at the University of North Carolina on the last day of school.
I heard some terrible screams I don't want to hear again.
Reports say the suspected shooter had dropped out of school. The latest information on GMA.
And Spokane Fire are currently putting out some last hot spots in an early morning fire on the corner of Helena and Riverside. What you need to know for the rest of your day is that if you're heading out to work, if you work in this area, if you live in this area, several of the side roads are closed off until about 9 o'clock this morning. Sprague is open. There aren't any delays. Power has been turned back on. Right now, they're thinking the cause might have to do with some transients who've been in the area breaking in and starting fires overnight to keep warm. Of course, we'll keep you updated as we learn more throughout the day.
Attorney General William Barr is about to begin testifying in front of the Senate Judiciary Committee. According to a prepared opening statement, Barr plans to defend the way he characterized Special Counsel Robert Mueller's report. Yesterday, news surfaced that Special Counsel Robert Mueller wrote a letter to Barr in late March, voicing concern that Barr's 4-page summary of the Mueller report, quote, did not fully capture the context, nature, and substance of the probe. Democratic lawmakers are now accusing Barr of trying to shape public perception of the report. Today will be Barr's first time in front of Congress since the redacted version of the Mueller report was released.
The Food and Drug Administration is strengthening warnings about some commonly used sleep aids. Sleeping pills marketed under the names Lunesta, Sonata, and Ambien will now require new black box warnings for potentially dangerous side effects. There have been reports of rare but serious injuries and deaths resulting from sleepwalking, sleep driving, and other complex behaviors by people who took the popular drugs. The FDA says 20 deaths have been blamed on the pills.
Starting today, you'll no longer be able to light up anywhere inside any Disney-themed parks. The full park smoking ban covers domestic theme parks, water parks, and the ESPN Wide World of Sports Complex. While smoking areas inside the parks will be taken down, Disney says there will be designated smoking areas outside park entrances. Large strollers are now also banned from the park.
Some buildings in Coeur d'Alene are about to turn blue to honor the life of Sergeant Greg Moore. Moore was killed in the line of duty in May of 2015. Coldwell Banker says we'll be putting up the lights to honor the man who served the community so bravely. The blue lights turn on today and will be up for the entire month of May.
Tomorrow, only on Good Morning Northwest, our Happy Life coverage in May is all about getting you ready for summer. And nothing says summer like Silverwood. From the rides, the water park, and more, see what the theme park has on tap for you this season.
We are going to have cloudy conditions, some gusty winds later on this afternoon, but I got to tell you, we are expecting to see a beautiful weekend. So take a look. It's going to be mild, cloud cover 60, 61 Thursday, but Friday wrapping up the week above average temperatures, nice and then warming through the weekend. We're going to be walking into low 70s. That's going to take us into next week. Dry, overnight lows into the mid 40s. I would almost say perfect.
Can't say it enough. We're looking forward to that weekend.
Thank you for being with us. GMA starts right now.